Hello, this is Jim Dickey. I want to welcome you to another briefing in our Sales Transformation in Action education series. Now, in this session, we're going to be exploring how to continuously conduct a sales cycle analysis at scale to find out what factors impact win losses and no decisions in order to optimize your current and future selling success. The dictionary defines a business ecosystem as a system or network of interconnected and interacting parts. Now, it would be great if those parts were stable, where all you had to do was develop a set of sales strategies and tactics and then execute them over and over and over again. But that's not the world we live in. Sales is a frail ecosystem that's constantly changing. You have ups and downs in the economy, you have shifts in the competitive landscape, you have introduction of new government regulations or changes in the customer's marketplace, and then there's all the self-inflicted changes. As we enter new markets, we enhance existing products or introduce new ones, and that pace of change, well, it's not showing any signs of slowing down anytime soon. So how do we handle selling at the speed of change? Well, from our benchmarking efforts, when we find companies who are successful at doing this, they do four things. They're continuously looking at what they're doing, what their customers doing, what the competition is doing, and then they focus on understanding what's contributing to success in selling and what's getting in the way. And based on that analysis, they're able to increase their adaptability and agility to proactively make changes in their sales strategies and tactics to keep up with the pace of change that's bombarding our sales organization on a daily basis. Now, when we've looked at sales effectiveness initiatives that can support this ongoing assessment process, one approach being used is conducting sales cycle analyses. Now, while companies that regularly do this report that they love the results they get from doing this work, they also dislike many aspects of how it gets done. The most common complaint is that it's labor intensive and therefore very expensive in order to do the analysis. Number two is these reviews typically provide a snapshot of what just happened versus a continuous analysis of what is happening in the marketplace. Number three, while either intentional or unintentionally, bias can creep into the interpretation of data because it's often done by people who have some sort of vested interest with the status quo. Number four is the ability to surface insights can be limited in scope as people tend to focus on one or two issues that they uncover versus looking at all the factors that are impacting sales performance. And finally, while great insights are uncovered, they'll go unleveraged unless you have a process for sharing that information with sales teams and ensuring they're able to apply it. But while there are many challenges associated with conducting a sales cycle analysis, as my partner Barry Trailer said, you paid the tuition, why not figure out a way to learn the lesson? Now, in going in search of a better way of doing sales cycle analysis, my journey took me halfway around the world from Boulder, Colorado to Bangalore, India, where I came across a company that was developing a product at Bridge I2I. Now, their firm shared an AI-enabled approach to doing sales cycle analysis that I found very unique. The first thing I always want to know is how do you collect data in terms of the sales cycle process? And Bridge I2I approach relies on two things. The first is something that every salesperson has, which is a cell phone. The second is something that every salesperson can do, which is talk. Now, their solution, Bridge Funnel, contacts the salesperson and conducts an interview over the phone. Now, letting AI collect the data and analyze it has several advantages over having people do the task. First off, AI doesn't get tired. It can conduct an interview after interview after interview and be as proficient on the 1,000th call as the first call. Second, when people might get hung up on one or two things that salespeople are saying during the interview, AI listens and analyzes everything that's said. Third, the analysis is done by AI and it's free of bias. It has no vested interest in how you've been selling in the past or what you're doing today. And finally, the system is designed to push insights into sales effectiveness out to salespeople as they are actively pursuing new leads. So let me show you how that works. Now, the sales cycle analysis process starts with a conversation. Each sales team member is contacted by the Bridge Funnel platform, which tells them what deal they want input on. In this case, we're dealing with an opportunity with Capital One. The system starts by asking the interviewee to share what was the strategy that was used in terms of pursuing this opportunity. The suggested approach is to interview both salespeople working on the account and sales support staff. Now, as the interviewee speaks their answer, the audio is translated into text. The interview process is designed to then take about 3 minutes to complete, so it's not a burden on any salesperson. So you should be able to do this on most, if not all, the deals you've been working on. Now, upon the completion of the interview, AI starts to do an analysis of all the data points that were gathered. Now, in this case, we see that one of the tactics the salesperson utilized was to focus on the depth of knowledge the company has as a thought leader in solving problems like the one that Capital One is encountering. BridgeFunnel also looks at the specifics of what happened in the sales process and when. Now, in this case, we know we did a demo. And AI can keep track of that and see, does that tactic have an impact on the win rates or not? And by the way, is there a difference between doing a standard demo and a custom one? The system also analyzes the value propositions that were used to differentiate a company's solutions. In this case, providing autonomous customer care was a key capability the sales team focused on, and the stakeholder they shared it with was the VP of engineering. Now, while a single data point only services a bit of knowledge, with AI being able to gather input from hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands of deals, that rich data source can identify key factors that contribute to wins, losses, and no decisions based on the current set of market conditions a sales organization is selling into. Now, the sales cycle interview data makes up the first data source that BridgeFunnel analyzes and will help target insights into account intelligence, deal size, competitors, sales best practices, etc. But then BridgeFunnel also accesses other internal data from your CRM system, documents that were used during the sales process, email communications, so you get a better idea of a broader scope of what was happening during the sales cycle. And finally, the solution looks at external data sources, such as M&A activity in the marketplaces. Maybe there were some staffing changes in the organizations you're selling to. It also reviews news events, partnership and alliance announcements, and other external factors that might impact a customer's ability to move forward with a purchase or influence the vendors they choose to do business with. Now, there are a number of ways that you can leverage insights that are generated from this type of analysis. So let's start by looking at it from the salesperson's perspective. Now, for them, AI is starting to serve as a virtual coach and helping them more effectively manage active opportunities. BridgeFunnel starts by looking at all the deals that are in the pipeline and forecast, and it uses algorithms to determine if these opportunities are similar to past deals that ended up as wins, losses, or no decisions. Now, based on those results, it can generate a risk assessment for all current deals and help you prioritize which ones to pursue, as well as alert you to low probability deals you may want to walk away from and quit wasting time and resources on. Now, for the opportunities you do continue to pursue, BridgeFunnel will suggest strategies and tactics that can increase the odds of closing those deals based on the lessons learned from the analysis of tribal knowledge and internal and external data sources. Now, the information is then pushed out to the salesperson in the form of competitive battle cards and sales tactics cheat sheets, recommendations, so they're constantly getting a new stream of information. And since BridgeFunnel is constantly reassessing what's happening, if certain factors come to light that require sales teams to know immediately about what's happening so they can take action, alerts are sent to all sales team members proactively. One other positive design factor is that the knowledge shared by BridgeFunnel is available directly inside the CRM that the salesperson is already using on a daily basis. Insights can also be shared via the collaboration and networking systems such as Chatter that salespeople are utilizing, so that sales team members can comment on what BridgeFunnel has uncovered and decide how to best leverage those insights. Now, moving up to the sales management level, we find that BridgeFunnel is also a great resource for them as well. Because it's constantly monitoring what's going on with the deals, it can first off identify managers into specific deals that need their attention, and also specific salespeople that they should be working with. Now, this helps them maximize their amount of coaching time, as they can do coaching by exception, focusing on the areas where their help could be leveraged the most. Now, the analysis of AI can be priceless for other parts of the enterprise as well. Take, for example, the wealth of knowledge that can be generated on competitors. BridgeFunnel continuously looks at how effective you are competing for business. So here we see a visualization that shows the vendors in a given subset of your marketplace. Now, the size of the bubble represents the dollar value of each of those deals won by the competitor, and the colors represent changes over time in your win rates against them. Are you getting better, green? Are you staying about the same, gray? Or is your win rate declining? Now, here we see the biggest competitor in terms of dollar value of deals is external networks. We can then drill down to see what BridgeFunnel has uncovered about them. First, we see a series of red and green boxes that represent individual deals that were won or lost, with the size of the box representing the size of the deal. Now, BridgeFunnel will identify key insights based on the analysis of those deals. It'll identify the tactics you use and those external network use. It identifies all current opportunities you're competing for. And here it also found out that External Network is hosting a webinar on how to combat cybersecurity. So people inside your company who want to know more about what they're doing in this area can sign up for that event. So how useful would this level of analysis be for marketing, for product development, for executive management, etc.? Now, in reviewing use cases from technology firms we benchmarked who have adopted this approach to doing AI-enabled sales cycle analysis, they reported a number of operational improvements that they're achieving. Most notably, they're seeing revenue increases resulting from increases in lead conversion rates, in win rate of forecast deals, the average deal size, success at new product introductions, or increasing renewal rates from both their own sales teams and those of their partners. Now, productivity has gone up for many salespeople, and ramp-up time for new salespeople is actually decreasing. They are now able to continuously gather market intelligence, allowing them to proactively adapt their competitive strategies. They're able to see which value messages are working in the marketplace and which ones need to be changed or replaced. They're getting metrics on how the marketplace is reacting to the way that they price and package their solutions. They're also collecting a steady stream of insights into critical performance indicators that indicate customer success. And they're integrating all of this feedback into optimizing their product roadmaps to not only meet current market needs, but emerging ones as well. Now, in looking at this alternative approach to doing sales cycle analysis, we see that Bridge I2I has found a way to leverage AI to overcome all of the shortcomings of doing this type of analysis the way we've been doing it in the past. Now, when we talk about doing sales cycle analysis to scale, there really isn't any reason that interviews could not be done with salespeople on every win, loss, or no decision. And seeing the application in action raises a question for me. What would happen if we asked end users to opt into having BridgeFunnel do interviews with them, and we were able to gain perspectives on what was going on within the buying process as well? Now, if you want to do a deeper dive, you can click on this link to see a more detailed demo of what BridgeFunnel can do for your salespeople. You can click on this link to read about empowering your sales reps with the genius of guided selling. Or if you want to contact Bridge I2I directly, you can click on this link. And lastly, if you want to discuss this topic in more detail, feel free to send us an email, or if you want to set up a time for a briefing, feel free to let us know. We can set up a call to discuss more on this topic or any other sales transformation issues you're dealing with.